cord thing here. Oh, there we go. Okay, well, I hope you guys are doing well. We're gonna get started. Hopefully everybody trickles in soon if they're gonna be coming. Let's start off in a cross-legged shape. So if you're not already there, go ahead and sit down on the floor or sit down on a chair or whatever. Sit how you're comfortable. Let's close our eyes for a couple moments. I don't know how your morning has been, but mine's been crazy. So try to slow down here for a second. So let's take a few deep breaths. And remember, we're just taking a few breaths to kind of divert our focus away from whatever else we've been doing prior to now, or whatever we'll be doing afterwards. And instead, just give yourself this little space of 30 minutes or so. Just to focus on you. We're going to be taking it easy today. Just doing some easy positions, easy stretches. So try to now slow that breath. We may have been getting a little bit deeper. Try to see if you can make it slower. So nice slow inhale. Or yawn. And then controlled exhale. Just trying that again. Try not to let all of your breath out as you breathe out. So very slow breath in. And then very controlled breath out. Do that 2 more times on your own. Awesome. We're going to walk the fingertips forward, just fold it over nice and easy. Let's inhale, circle those hands around, bring them back, open the chest toward the ceiling. Keeping those hands, fingers spread out, pushing away from the floor. Again, we're going to push it forward, bring those hands around, fold it over. And we're going to inhale one more time, hands back, and open up the chest toward the ceiling. All right, bring it back to the center. We're going to leave one hand in our lap, other hand up really, really high, and then just a slight bend over. We're going to inhale, bring that arm down. Other hand's going to come up. Exhale over. Can't stop yawning. Can't stop, won't stop. Bring that hand down. We're going to place that hand down on the mat. Other hand up. And just a little deeper of a bend this time, now that we've got our hand down. We're going to bring that hand down to the mat, other hand up, and a little bend over. Okay, this time that hand's going to go way away from us, forearms going down toward the mat, Other hand comes up and big bend over to the side. And remember, if you can't reach down quite this far, you can just keep your body higher up away from the ground. My belly is angry. All right, inhale, place that arm down, forearm down on the mat, hand up and over, and little side bend. If your feet have gotten kind of funky, like you're cutting off your circulation, you can move your feet out from under your legs if you need to. All right, we're gonna inhale, bring it on up. Let's place one hand behind you, other hand on top of the thigh. Easy twist. Thinking more about turning your head and maybe your chest and shoulders. You don't have to get all the way around, just a little bit of a turn, maybe trying to turn sideways more than behind you. We're gonna inhale, let's move it through the middle. Other hand goes behind your back and little twist. Never stop yawning. All right, we're gonna place the hands behind us. Let's bring those feet out from underneath your legs, and you can wiggle your toes if you want. Sorry, you're gonna look at the bottom of my feet. Okay, we're gonna bring the feet in, place the bottoms of the feet together. And remember, anytime we're in a cobbler position or like this butterfly position, you don't have to have your feet in super close, just put it wherever is comfortable. We're going to keep the spine up nice and tall for a sec, so both hands can clamp down on the front of your shins. Lift your chest, pull your shoulders down, take a couple breaths. Take a couple yawns. Big breath in. We're gonna pull our belly button toward the inside of our feet. So remember, not collapsing down completely. We're trying to keep the chest lifted just a little bit while we're here. So that way we're getting in deeper into the inside of the adductors and the groin. Okay, we're gonna inhale, let's bring the hands back. Drop those knees over to one side, let it stretch out for a sec. This is like one of my favorites, that's why we do this all the time. Knees to the other side, drop the knees down. Big stretch on the side of the body. And again, dropping them down. This time, keep one hand behind. We're gonna twist away from the knees. Like I always feel this one on the side of the hip that's on the ground. That was me burping. Okay, let's go to the other side. Drop the knees over to the other side and twisting away from the knees. Okay, and we're gonna twist back over, flop the knees over one more time, but this time let's take the top leg, just pull it back. So now we're in our 90-90 shape. So front leg is going straight in front of the body and then over, back leg is going straight to the side and then back. We're gonna place both hands around our front thigh. And we're trying to make some space so we can settle those hips down toward the floor. So we're trying to get away from leaning over to the side. And if you can, you're gonna take this back leg and scooch it over. That way you have lots of space to sit up a little bit straighter. And if you have to lean over some, it's still okay. We're just working on that upright posture. Okay, so we're gonna move those hands forward. Feel like you're sinking your belly button down toward the inside of your thigh. You don't have to collapse all the way down. We're just gonna hold here for a moment. Okay, now we're gonna come up. We're gonna take the hands and move them back slightly. And this time we're gonna be making some tension on the inside of this thigh. So you don't actually have to lift this leg up, but the feeling is like you're gonna be lifting your front leg off the ground. So hands are gonna go back and we're gonna try to lift this whole leg up only as high as your body will let you. If the leg doesn't come up, it's okay. Big squeeze in here and then lower down. Ta-da! Hands are gonna go forward again. Around that front leg. This time you can settle down as low as your body will let you go. Couple more breaths. We're gonna inhale, let's bring it on up. We're gonna take the backside arm, stretch it over to grab hold of that shin, and we're gonna get a little side bend. So now if you wanna keep this other hand back here, kind of kickstanding you up, you can keep your hand there, or you can try to twist around in the direction of that back leg. Obviously you don't have to turn to face it, but kind of twisting a little bit as you bend sideways. One more big breath in. We're gonna exhale and come up. Now let's take that front leg, pull it in just a little bit. We're gonna lean back off of that back leg, lift that leg up as best you can and try to straighten it out nice and pretty. I know that's a fun one. All right, so we've got ourselves a little figure four here. So now I don't want you to face toward your leg. You're gonna be facing in between both thighs. So if you're facing the camera, if you're facing toward the screen, legs are going out sideways, your belly button and your nose are facing forward. That way we can stretch sideways. So easy side bend. Just notice I have a blister on my foot. All right, we're gonna take the hands, let's walk them to the middle and just fold it forward. So we're gonna inhale, let's bring it on up. Let's take those feet, we're gonna put them together, rock the knees side to side for a sec. That was a whole bunch of hip stretching. So I hope you like hip stretching because that's what you got today. And then we're gonna take the knees and drop them off toward the other side. So top leg is gonna go back, front leg goes forward just a little bit. Ooh, so we can end up in a new 90-90 shape. So remember, front leg goes straight off, the body curves in, back leg goes straight off to the side, curves back. We're gonna start by sitting up nice and tall. So I would take that back leg and scooch that knee away from your hips slightly so that you have more space in your hips to sit up tall. And remember, it's not going to be the same on both sides because everybody's hips are usually slightly different. One hip will be different than the other. So if you feel like you can't get into this shape as well here as you did the other way, or vice versa, it's okay. It's okay. All right, hands are going to go forward, and we're taking our belly button forward, just barely reaching over that front leg. Couple more breaths. Now we're gonna inhale, let's bring it on back. Everybody's favorite, we're gonna try to lift that front leg off the ground slightly. So remember, the feeling is that you're lifting. You don't actually have to pick your leg up. So trying to lift, holding for just a couple of breaths, big squeeze in here. One more breath in. And exhale to lower that leg down. I'm sure you're excited about that. Hands are gonna go forward and we're gonna fold over that front knee. Give this 2 more breaths. You ready? We're gonna come on up. And remember, once again, we can kickstand with the other hand behind us. We're gonna stretch one hand over to that back shin and lean it over. And then you can twist around if you have the bendiness to do it. One more big breath in. Awesome. Then we're going to exhale. Go ahead and bring it on up. Now we're going to take this front foot, move it in. Back leg's going to be the funky ones. Remember, we're trying to lean back, pick that leg up, and straighten it out nice and strong before, hip cramp. Before your hip cramps and before you put it on the ground. Okay. Hip cramp real good. All right, so we're going to take our same side arm as our extended leg and stretch it over. Once again, remember we're stretching sideways, not forward. Someone's knocking at my door. They're going to have to wait. So we're going to inhale and stretch between both thighs, so stretching it forward. Awesome, and then we're gonna inhale, go ahead and draw it on up. So now we're gonna go through cat and cow for a sec. So let's go over onto hands and knees. The knees underneath both hips, hands underneath the shoulders. And starting off in a neutral spine first. So remember, eyeballs are looking straight down toward the mat. Don't look out in front of you. We're gonna inhale. And now you can look in front of you, lifting your forehead and your tailbone. Taking a couple breaths here. It should be easier to breathe. Now one more breath in, we're gonna exhale and round through the spine, tucking your forehead and your tailbone. Again, inhale, arching through the spine, lifting your forehead and your tailbone. Why does everyone insist on knocking at our door at this time? Distracting me. And then exhale, round through your spine, tuck your forehead and your tailbone. And one more time through both. Inhale, lift your forehead, arch the spine, shoulders are pulled down. And then exhale as you round, pushing up and away. All right, so we're gonna return to neutral, just going through the bottom half of bird dog. So hands are firmly on the mat, fingers spread, pull those shoulders down to make your spine nice and strong. You can tuck the hips just a little bit. So see how like this is me relaxed? That's me with a little bit of ab engagement. So tuck your hips just a tiny bit. Big breath in. As you exhale, we're gonna reach back with one leg and hold it nice and strong. Try to keep your back completely flat. Don't let that hip drop. Keep your hip up. One more breath in. Now don't drop it down. We're gonna bend the knee, bring that knee forward, big breath in. Exhale to send it back. Nice and strong. One more breath here. Then on the exhale, you can lower that leg down directly underneath your hip. Now if you need to wiggle it out for a sec, get the stress off of those wrists, you can. We're gonna repeat on the other side, so you won't be fooled this time. Shoulders down. Slight tuck of your tailbone, big breath in. Exhale to kick that leg out, nice and strong. Keeping those hips nice and level. One more breath in. Now we're gonna bend that knee, pull the knee up, but keeping your spine nice and flat. And then exhale, kick that leg back again, still keeping level hips. One more breath. And you can exhale, lower that knee down to the mat, send the knees out wide, bring the big toes together, and you can extend out in extended child's pose. Get your pressure off that wrist for a sec. So now while we're here, let's get into some shoulder and chest stretching. So try to start inching your fingertips away from your shoulders. And if you feel a pretty good stretch here, and this is where you want to stay, then stay here. Or you can start to experiment, maybe spread the hands wider, and that might get more into the chest, more into the front of the shoulders. Couple extra breaths. Okay, we're gonna come forward for a sec. We're gonna get further into our shoulder stretching. So going into thread the needle now. We're gonna take one arm, stretch it up toward the ceiling, big stretch, big turn. And then we're gonna exhale, super simple, just weave it through, lay down on the mat and get the hair out of your face, camel face. So remember, if you can't lay all the way down like this, it's usually nice to have a pillow nearby because then you can just like be propped up on the pillow instead. But you should feel like you're stretching that arm far enough away that your shoulder blade is moving away from your spine. It's a big stretch through the rhomboids. One more breath in. We're gonna exhale and push it on up, and we're gonna repeat on the other side. So stretch that hand up toward the ceiling. Hello, friends. And then we're gonna turn and push it through. Got that quick hair flip in there. So once again, you're moving your shoulder blade away from your spine. Big stretch through the upper back. One more breath in, and when you're ready, we're gonna come on up. So now let's move forward on the mat, onto your belly. We're going to go ahead into our last little stretch here. So we're gonna take one hand, this chest stretch we've been doing recently, we're gonna take one hand, place it off to the side. Take the opposite leg and bend at the knee. You're gonna cross that leg over. So make that figure four shape, start to reach that foot over, and we're pushing and turning our chest away from our hand so we can stretch through our chest. Remember, if you've got any shoulder issues, you might not want to crank on this one too much. We're gonna inhale, come through the center. I have no idea what's happening outside. Other hand is gonna go out to the side. We're gonna bend at the knee. Oh God. Same thing, so we're crossing that leg over, pushing away and turning that chest to get that big stretch through the front of the chest and the shoulder. One more breath in. And we're gonna exhale, go ahead and fold over, roll over onto your stomach. Okay, so last couple minutes. If you wanna stay here on your belly, then go ahead, or you can flip over onto your back. We're just gonna spend these last few moments breathing before we end out today. I'm just gonna turn this way. So find a position that's comfortable and just breathe for these last few minutes. We'll lay here for another moment or two. Obviously, you can keep on resting here if you'd like. Thank you guys so much for running with me. For doing yoga with me today, whatever. Anyway, thank you guys for stopping by. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday. If you're laying down, you can stay there. You don't have to get up just because I'm up. Anyway, I'll see y'all next time. Bye.